It's time for the one and only, the premier, the only official podcast of Pro Rodeo. Your suit bosses are ready, so let's give it a go and talk some rodeo.
Welcome inside another episode of The Shoot Bosses, our special edition coming to you live here from the Thomas & Mack in Las Vegas for the 2023 Wrangler National Finals Rodeo presented by Teton Ridge. It's Tanner Barth and Tracy Rink. And Tracy, what an interesting round it was in round number 2 of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. First of all, we're going to start with the breaking news that we put out to the public last night. Stetson Wright expected to miss the remainder of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Had a hamstring strain coming in, battled through it, but just a little too much for Stetson to handle, and a tough break there for Pro Rodeo.
Yeah, I mean, he's a rodeo superstar. He's the face of Pro Rodeo. We knew he was injured. I mean, we didn't know the extent of it, that it was that bad. It got worse yesterday, and he just couldn't keep going because he's in 2 rough stock events, and you obviously have to know how bad the pain is if he's opting out of the NFR. I mean, it's the biggest event of his life, of the year, and he has to opt out. He has chances of, extending to 7, 8, 9 world championships. Obviously, he's still in great shape to win the all-around, but it's unfortunate for the world of rodeo, but it's the sport we live in. It's inherently dangerous, and guys like Ty Murray and things like that have happened in the past, and he unfortunately joins a list of just not able to compete at the NFR this year.
Yeah, and that's one of those things where Stetson had a golden opportunity coming into this. His goal was to win $1.2 million. And he said even if he falls short, he'd have a chance at $1 million. But unfortunately, not going to get the chance to do that, not get the chance to win a Triple Crown. But looks like he should hold on in the all-around. That may be decided by the end of tonight, where we can declare him your all-around world champion. But we'll have to wait and see. More Stetson Wright action will be coming to you in 2024. So let's get into last night's action, Tracy. First of all, we start in the bareback riding. It's your boy, The Rock Show. Once again, Rocker Steiner gets the job done on Mustard last night, a horse he didn't know a ton about, but went out there and did his job again. Yeah,
I mean, he's healthy. You can tell he's healthy. He's got a lot of momentum, and he's electric. I mean, the bareback riders, when you talk to him, they know how talented he is. I mean, he gets a lot of commotion, in and out of the arena. He's been great to us, and he's obviously proving how good of a bareback rider he is. And when I spoke to him last night, his point was he wants to prove that he's the best bareback rider in the world. And now he's got determination, not that he didn't before, but he's second in the world. I mean, he's right there. Now you're 8 rounds to play, and there's so much money out there. And now he's a legitimate contender to win the world championship.
Yeah, and he's also leading the NFR average as well. That'll pay almost $100,000, so watch out there. And then it comes to our Pro Rodeo props, Tracy, and today I'm going to give it to Stan Branco, the veteran steer wrestler. He's at the NFR for the first time in 10 years. His only other qualification came back in 2013. He comes out, wins the round last night. He was so excited. He sat down right in this chair with me here and chatted about it. And good for Stan. That's something that's been a long time coming for him.
Right. I mean, honestly, he was about ready to give up rodeo. He was like, well, I'm not going to do it. I mean, he's got a family, he's got some things going on, and then he got a good horse, and then he got involved with the circuit stuff like he spoke, and then the NFR Open, he got there, and then all of a sudden he started winning more money, and then it's like, well, let's make a run at this. I mean, because you win that kind of money, those trips don't come along often enough to make that push for the NFR. He's back. His family's got unbelievable rodeo ties, but to see a guy like that 10 years removed and then get a big win means a lot to him, and it shows what rodeo means to these guys that keep chasing that dream.
Yeah, and that's something that we hope Stan continues to build on as we head into round number 3 here on Sunday night at the Thomas & Mack. And in the team roping, it was business once again for Clint Summers and Jake Long. This time, Tracy, they tied the round 2 record, 3.8 seconds. They're looking like a team that has a shot at a world title if they keep roping like they're roping right now.
Yeah, and if you would have, bracketed the field coming in, those guys wouldn't have been in the top 5 probably. And nothing against them. They just kind of the unknown quantity. And now all of a sudden you've won 60,000 2 rounds. And as you keep talking about the average, I mean, the average pays so much. So, yeah, they're in the mix. And momentum means everything here at the NFR.
Yeah, they're still going to have to try and, catch up to the reigning PRCA World Champions, the 2-time reigning PRCA World Champions. Caleb Driggers, also junior Negata. So we'll be watching the team roping headed forward. And last night, Mr. Consistency returned to the arena, Tracy. Caleb Schmidt didn't have the round 1 win he wanted. He kind of struggled a little bit, had to throw a second rope. Last night, he's back. He said it pissed him off after round 1, and he showed it last night. 7-3, wins the round, has himself right back in the world title hunt.
Right, and the thing about Caleb is he's just so consistent.
He is.
I mean, and that's what wins you world championships. He's won 4 world championships, but he's also won 4 averages. So that tells you how consistent he is. And although he didn't have the round 1 he wanted, he didn't miss. So he's still in the mix. I mean, when you miss, you start falling out of the average because you have to go on 9 head and things fall down. To win it, you go 10 head, you got a chance. And Caleb's a great roper. I mean, he proves it. There's nothing flashy about Caleb Schmidt. I mean, he's like Mr. Vanilla, but he gets the job done every time he's out there, and he's always a title contender because he's just so unbelievably consistent.
Well, and that's the thing is, he's just one of those guys that comes to Vegas, does his job, doesn't get caught up in the hoopla,
right.
And he walks out with a world title more times than not,
right.
So that's something we'll watch with Caleb. And then the pride of Wyoming, Tanner Butner, gets the job done in the saddle bronc riding. And what a good moment for Tanner Butner, his first ever round win here in Las Vegas, gets the job done. And just a guy that loves bronc riding, and I chatted with him last night here in our round winning interviews, and he just said, this is just an opportunity for him to come out here. He loves what he does. He's having fun and, just trying to make things interesting in the saddle bronc riding.
Right. I mean, the saddle bronc riding is wide open. I mean, there's so many things in play now. Obviously, Stetson's not in the mix, and he was right there. Came in as the season leader. And guys like Butner, I mean, once again, these guys are all extremely talented. Mm-hmm. It just depends on who's going to keep the momentum going and who can stay in the average.
And a lot of times, Tracy, comes down to, just being able to get the right stock draw.
Right,
how important that is here in Vegas.
Right. I mean, you get the horse of the year, you get the top stock from one of the earlier rounds. It's all about seizing the moment, taking advantage of your opportunities to win that big check, to stay where you want to be. And these guys know that. They travel down the road when they see what they draw. Yeah. They know, hey, I got to win on this horse because it's my best chance. And to see these guys do it at this level, though, is exciting, especially a guy like Butner.
And then last night, obviously, it was 2 nights ago, round 1 of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. It was a tough night for the barrel racers. I think we had 6 or 7 different ladies hit a barrel. But last night, it was all business. These ladies came out. They were fast. They were flying around the barrels. And Stevie Hillman takes that win, and she looked really good, Tracy. This is an opportunity for Stevie to continue climbing up the world standings. It's going to be tough to catch Brittany Posey-Tanasi, though. Yeah,
I mean, Brittany Posey-Tanasi's had the year of all years. I mean, she won pretty much everything.
Well, set the regular season record for the WPRA as well.
Right, which is crazy. I mean, considering how like Kaylee Kinsel's had these crazy seasons, and she didn't have that record, and now Brittany does. But it'll be interesting. The ground means so much to those barrel racers.
They said it was great last night.
Right, and I'm no ground expert, but you know what they know. I mean, it's like golfers know what greens are. They know how to putt. They know what they're looking for. So obviously the ground was great last night. Hope that consistency maintains for them, because everybody wants to see fast barrel racing. I mean, the last thing you want to do is see talented barrel racers like this hit barrels. So, but the field's wide open. I mean, as you can see, I mean, they can go so fast in any given night with the ground being great. They all have great horses, and we'll see if Stevie can keep it going tonight.
The one thing you know about the ground is laying on it.
Yeah, falling asleep.
Yeah, there you go. And then in the bull riding, first time in his career, the Canadian Jared Parsonage gets the job done. 87.5 points, Tracy, on And Jared Parsonage is one of those guys that he's been to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. It's just been kind of a building process, a stepping stone for him, and he took a big step last night. Yeah, this is his second trip here. He's a Canadian star. I mean, a lot of those guys are in Canada. They go to the CFR, they win world championships, they do great things. They don't just travel. They just don't travel as much down to the States. So they have to make a commitment. Am I going to try to make the NFR? Obviously, he's made that again. He's here, and bull riding, as we well know, is so unpredictable. I mean, especially wide open now with your reigning world champ out of the mix. Right now, everything's in play. Kai Hamilton's obviously going to be right there. He's the only guy in the average with two scores, make the second missile twice. So that's what I'm saying. After 2 rounds, we've got one guy that's got 2 rides. So if you ride 5 bulls, logistically, you're right there. You're going to place in the average if you ride 5 bulls. Right. So that's what I'm saying. So Kai, if he can ride 3 in the next rounds that we have coming up, he's going to be right there. And I know we keep preaching on this, but if you win ground money, you could win $94,000 in a night. You could win the average. That's $100,000. I mean, there's like a $200,000 swing. That's why you can't predict what bull riding is going to do. Yeah, I can't wait to see it shake out. Also, don't count out Josh Frost. He had a golden opportunity last night. Let it slip throughout his grips there a little bit, Tracy. He had Bayou Bengal. Couldn't quite cover him. But one thing we know about Josh, he's resilient. He'll bounce back. So a lot of exciting storylines headed our way as we head into night number 3 of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. That's going to wrap it up for the Shoot Bosses. We'll see you tonight.